Alright guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing very well. Now this comes from a question on Facebook and it's regarding driving a gradient map using an empty or using an object, and it's very easy to set up. So I'm going to select the object and I'll just quickly show the node setup just to save you a little bit of time, to be honest. Now obviously we're using Octane Blender, so what you need to do here is you need to drop down an object data node and we take the transformation. So we're essentially grabbing the data from the transformation and we make sure we select our object, which of course is an empty. We then pipe this into a relative distance node and we reference the transformation. So we're taking the transform out into the reference and we're putting the texture out into an input of a gradient. Now we can play around with the gradient colours, stuff like this. The values are here are 1 to 0. And then we just put this into a glossy material or universal material, whatever you want to control, to be honest. And obviously this goes into the surface. And that is pretty much the setup. Now just to quickly show you some tips and just to kind of expand a little bit further here. I'll select the empty. Now what we can do here is we can actually scale the empty, and I don't mean here in the viewport, I mean just the actual empty. You can see the scale value and you can actually control this. So obviously this can be animated, but let's say you want to control a specific axis. We'll select the material again, and if you actually go to the relative distance, you can change the mode type. So you can have it in the x-axis, the y or the z, for example. Let's do the x-axis. You can see that the gradient changes. I'll select the empty here and I'll just use the transformation. I know it's on the x and I can move this as well. And that is pretty much how you quickly set up an object data with a relative distance, and you can control things like gradients. It can actually be used for masking and stuff like this as well. It can be expanded a lot further, but that's pretty much the basic principle of it. Nice short video for you today anyway, you know what to do. Take care.